Yes, YouTube, welcome back to the channel. Let's get straight into the settings. So the first thing in gameplay settings is this preset at the top, and if you're going to play FUT Champs or Rivals, just put it on competitive, because this is what is going to be automatically put on when you play those game modes anyway. So instead of custom, just whack it on competitive and it will change some of the settings already. As you can see, auto shots and assisted headers are both off already. You don't have to change that now. And the next setting is shot assistance. Now, for me, and what I'd recommend is to learn precision shooting. As we know, there's no green timing in FC26. It's not a thing anymore. So the best way to score the majority of the shots that you have on the game is to turn on precision and to learn it. You can use assisted's fine, but I just feel like for this game, no green timing, precision is the best bet. When you learn it, boys, honestly, your shots will just fly in. Let's move down to the passing section. Auto flare pass is already off because of the competitive preset. And the general thing is, for passing, is to get it as assisted as possible. So through pass, you can only get it on semi, and lob through pass, you can only get it on semi. Ground, cross, and lob pass assistance, assisted. Pass receiver lock late, and precision pass sensitivity, just put it on normal. You don't need to mess about with this. And a lot of you probably don't even use precision passes anyway. Okay, so the next section is defending. Auto clearances are already off. Clearance assistance, I have it on directional, because if you put it on classic, if you press circle or B if you're on Xbox, the game decides where it wants to clear the ball for you. Whereas if you have it on directional, you can decide the direction where your clearance goes. So I just feel like it's better. There's no randomness to it. You know where your clearance is going to end up. Jockey's obviously on manual. And this one here is completely personal preference. And I'll speak about this because tactical defending, the only thing you do for tackling is press circle or B. Whereas advanced defending, as you can see the little paragraph, it gives you the freedom to choose your tackle type. So you can press circle to do a stand tackle, or you can press X or A if you're on Xbox to do like a shoulder barge to try and knock someone off the ball. On FC25, advanced defending was pretty good, but I feel like tactical defending just was better. But what I'm going to do, as I'm not too sure, I'm going to keep it on tactical for now. But if I do update it and switch over to advanced defending, I'll let you lot know as soon as I switch. And then you want to keep professional fouls on if you want to, I don't know, stop someone running through in the last minute. And pass block assistance is on. U7Buy provides the most convenient, fastest and safest way to upgrade your team, with numerous positive reviews and verified by top creators from different countries. 24/7 online customer support. Now you can enjoy extra free coins with every order. Don't miss an opportunity to get an extra 500k coins and use code E0J2 at checkout for an extra 8% off your order. Okay, the next section, switching. I've got my auto switching on air balls and loose balls. It's always been the best for that setting. Just whack it on that. You don't want it on manual, and you don't want it on only loose balls or automatic. On air balls and loose balls is the best. Auto switching move assistance, you don't want that on. Keep it on none. And this is quite important, these three here. Right stick switching, you want it on classic. The switching preference, you want it on player relative, not ball relative, player relative. And to be honest, this number here, the switching sensitivity, from what I've noticed, it does not matter if it's on 10, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, it doesn't matter. I've always kept mine on 4. I feel like the sensitivity does not make a difference. It's all the same for me. So whatever you want to put it on, if you want to be safe, just whack it on 5 or 4. But next player switching is on classic. And then reaction time calibration, just turn this off. No one uses this, absolutely pointless setting. And if you use player locks, put player lock on. Okay, the next little setting in dribbling is a new one that's been added to this game. It's called simplified skill moves. And it's a bit of a funny one. Apparently, for one, this setting is broken. So if you turn it on, you're not going to be able to turn it back off. So don't turn it on. And instead of having this setting, I would recommend for you, if you do not know how to do skill moves, just learn how to do skill moves. This setting just basically what happens is if you flick your stick, the game will do a random skill move for you, which the game thinks will work. You just need to learn your own skills, or if you don't use skills at all, it doesn't matter. Just don't turn this on, boys. The best thing to do is learn how to do skills yourself, or just don't use it at all. Next up, on the goalkeeper, I have save assistance on assisted. You can have it on semi. I wouldn't put it on manual because there's no point. Assisted or semi, it doesn't really matter. And camera pan speed, I've not touched that, it's just on default, just leave that. And the last section for gameplay is controller preferences. I don't want analog sprint on because you have to push your right trigger down further to run faster, which I just think is so dumb. Just turn it off so when you press your trigger, you're running at the fastest speed straight away. And I've turned vibration and trigger effect off because I don't like it. But swiftly moving on. Anything in the match, that's all offline mode. So unless you're playing offline mode, it doesn't matter. Game type setting, I don't think any of this matters either. No, it's all CPU. CPU sliders, offline again. And here we are over to the camera settings. So, for me, camera settings is the most personal preference setting on the whole game. But one thing I will tell you to do is turn UT competitive camera off, because when it's enabled, it puts a camera on in-game and it feels like you are stood on top of the stadium looking into the pitch. It looks absolutely ridiculous. So disable competitive camera. But for me, the best camera for me is telebroadcast default. So I don't change any of the height or the width. I prefer telebroadcast because it's quite zoomed in but not too zoomed in. So I can see bits of the pitch, but I like to see my players a bit more close up so I can do nice little bits of dribbling and stuff. But a lot of people play it on co-op, which are also a great camera. It's a lot more zoomed out, you can see a lot more of the pitch. If you prefer a lot of passing plays, finding space on the pitch, I would recommend co-op. But for me, I'm just telebroadcast default. And this setting here, I like to have my power shot on zoom because I want to know when I'm doing a power shot. Even though I know I'm doing a power shot, I want to see the game zoom in so that I know I'm doing a power shot, and it zooms in when my opponent's doing a power shot so I can see it. But if you don't want that little zoom on for the power shot, just turn it off. But I like it on. Into the visual section. I like to have my connection monitoring always on. As you can see on the right, it tells you what ping you're on, and it also tells you if you're lagging or if you get packet loss, stuff like that. So I like to see it on my screen, whether I'm lagging or not. Input overlay, that's when you've got the controller on the screen. I don't like having my controller on the screen, it's in the way, it's annoying. Yeah, I just don't like it. And I'm trying to look down here if there's anything else actually important. Oh, this is new. Footedness icons. I actually turned this on because I quite like it. As you can see on the right, where underneath Bellingham's name, it tells you what style weak foot he has and what foot he is. And I just think it looks pretty nice on the pitch. So if you're playing against someone and they've got a card and you don't know if they've got 5-star weak foot or whatever, or what foot they are, the game literally tells you. So that's pretty good. The Playstyle Plus icon, it tells you what Playstyle Plus they have also, and it tells you what skill moves they have. So yeah, I'd turn that on, truthfully. My player indicator size is just on default. I don't need to mess about with that. I like to have my Playstyle Plus overhead indicators on, just because I think it looks better in the game. And I think... oh, this is the last bit on displays. Precision pass visuals. So this is if you want to do a precision through ball down the line where you hold R1 and triangle. It shows you the line so that you know where the pass is going. I think this needs to be turned on. If you ever do a precision pass, I think it's very useful, so I'd keep that on. And also, if you do choose to use precision shot, I would turn precision shot visuals on, or keep it on if it's already on, because the line shows you where you're shooting. I know some pro players turn the line off. I just like to see where my arrow is pointing when I have a shot. But that's just me, that's preference again. A lot of this stuff is personal preference. And I think, oh, I didn't even change this. I didn't even change this for myself. The last thing for this on the visual, make sure you have a 3D radar and change your opponent's colour. So I like to put myself in green and I like to put my opponent in red. So when I look at the mini map at the bottom, I can see where my players are and where the opponent's players are on the pitch. Player shadows, all that rubbish. And I think there's one more section that I have changed, yes, accessibility settings. Again, personal preference. I like to have my colour blindness on default, but I like my brightness on 2 and my contrast on 10. Basically because it just makes the pitch look nicer for me. So you can have a mess about with these settings and see which you like. You might like have it on 8 brightness or whatever. But I think 2 brightness, 10 contrast looks very, very nice. And this is the last setting here. You can pick your graphics mode. You can pick enhanced visuals, which makes the game look more smooth, or you can choose favour resolution. And to be honest, boys, I use enhanced visuals and it doesn't affect my game's performance at all. So if you want the game to look nicer, use enhanced visuals. That is everything you need to know. And if you want any videos like this, in terms of if you want a new custom tactics video, when I find out the new custom tactics, I'll be sure to post on here. But yeah, have a little play around with the settings. A lot of that stuff is personal preference, but a lot of the gameplay stuff I would copy. I appreciate you all, of course. I'm going to be uploading very consistently for the whole of FC26. If you're not already subscribed, drop the subscription, click the alarm bell so you know when I post. And yeah, I'll see you lot in the next video, boys. Peace.